Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is SlammerIV. Today, we have the pleasure of watching another match replay analysis from Littlewargame. I am playing in the bottom right. My opponent, DragonArcherZ, is in the top left. And already, we've got something a little bit cheeky. We've got something cheeky going on. We have a fast house and a fast worker proxying out on the map. Whereas I have gone for a more traditional one house expand. And yeah, we've definitely got some cheddar. Some cheddar is in the works. On the map Ravers, DragonArcherZ is going to go for some aggression. And it is a workshop. So this is going to be a proxy workshop build coming out from our red player. We're just going to have to see how this goes down. We'll keep an eye on those worker counts, keep an eye on those unit tabs, because things are going to get messy. So I've decided to play a one house, one castle expand. So this is a fast expand, one of the most greedy builds you can play. I want to talk a little bit about the way I decided to play this because I think in order to safely do this, you have to understand sim seeding very well here. So I've put the house here, so this blocks units from walking in this direction and getting up the ramp. I'm going to actually put my castle back here. You're going to see that pop up in just a second here. So the castle is going to be back here. This is probably a slightly unusual castle position, but I do that very intentionally. The reason I put the castle back here is so that I can put a single tower in this area. And that tower will have this range of this, pretty much this entire area. So the tower will be able to hit units poking at the house, hopefully. Also, should be able to hit units poking at my workers. And the reason I have my castle down here is so the workers have this angle of safety. Like, they're going to be mining from this position, so they won't be taking too many pot shots from units sitting here, hopefully. Possibly this tower, yeah, it's tough to get that much coverage with one tower, but that's the idea behind it. Notice it's also very intentional the way I pull these workers. This is to prevent raiders from running by. I pull these workers preemptively because I'm not exactly sure when the timing of his raiders. He could even have proxy raiders. And if the raider just walks in, then it becomes really tough because you'll basically lose workers in your main. However, if you block the ramp like this, raiders can't get vision on the ramp and they actually can't flash in. So you're perfectly safe sitting here. I'm deciding to go for a beast play. However, as soon as I spot these gatlings, I actually am going to cancel this. The reason I cancel it and get a workshop is because workshop is the best building to have to defend this kind of rush. Okay, you have the tower, which makes you perfectly safe, right? So the only thing you're not safe against is catapults. So the best way to defend against your own catapults is to get so here I'm going to try to trap his cannon. I kind of miscontrolled that. I think I could have moved my workers up. But in any event, I pull my workers, and I'm going to actually trap his rush here. So this is already great for me. At this point, I feel really, really confident in my play. I think I'm just going to win. But I don't reckon on him getting a fast mill. So basically, he's gone for this mill, and he's going to get some gyrocrafts out. And mills are this 1-1-1 cheese is what he's going for here. Technically, I guess it's a 1-1 cheese. One workshop, one mill. And gyros are going to be these fast harass units that can get behind and basically deny mining and kill stuff. He's also going to get catapults out to start doing chip damage on my units. I see that he's got a tower going down, so I want to get my own tower. I've got my own catapult coming. Again, catapults obviously hard counter these early watchtower builds and stuff. So basically the only thing that's going to shut down this in the long run is going to be my own gyros. So I'm already getting that. Definitely I made kind of I don't know what the word is. Misjudgment when it comes to how fast and how quickly those gyros are going to get out. So I'm actually thinking that this is such a heavy commitment that he can't actually get that many gyros out. So I definitely kind of mistook how many of these air units they can get out. Gyros are 110 gold each, so fairly pricey. So everything he's doing here is very expensive. And let's keep an eye on the income tab. You can see that I am going to be swiftly overtaking him in the income tab there. And here I'm actually Q hitting, trying to, well, okay, I wasn't at that time. But I'm trying to eventually get a snipe down on that worker. I do also snipe down one of his, let me make sure this sound's not too high. There we go. Hopefully that wasn't too annoying for you guys. I'm trying to do as much damage as possible. So you can see how good these catapults are in defense. They really cause him pain. You can see he's doing that Q shot to do a lot of damage. But now the gyros arrive, and this is a big problem. The gyros, he's got 3 gyros out, and I only have my first gyro on the way, and he's going to be able to control this entire mineral line. So this is a major problem. Of course, he can't quite get the killing blow off because I do have a tower here. So I immediately start up a tower, and at this point I just make the calculation that I'm so far ahead economically wise, I can afford to basically trade out workers as much as possible. So I'm just going to lose workers while I get this tower up, and I try to get my own gyro count out. So my 1 gyro can also kind of poke in and trade with him too. And I'm just buying time here. Do I lose this gyro? Man, am I that bad? So I really should be controlling this gyro back better. I think I do just barely get it to survive. I'm pulling some workers to make sure I heal. I'm going to have a second gyro up soon. So once I can get equal on gyro counts and get a tower here, I can really just stabilize and defend here, and I should be completely fine moving forward. However, he is going to do damage in the backfield. If we look at the units tab, he's almost equalizing the worker counts here. But I am able to sit here. So he was just trying to focus down workers at this point, and that enabled me to take the fight with my own gyros. So we're going to keep a really close eye on that gyro count up in the top left there, because that's going to be really critical at this stage of the game. I need to try to keep up with his gyro counts, and he needs to keep producing those gyros nonstop, because if he stops producing them, he'll fall behind in the count, and then I'll just be able to take the map. And once I take control of the map, I can kill his production, and I basically just win the game. So it's really critical that he keeps up this gyro production. You have to remember that I have this double base, so I am getting significantly more income. So if I can just stabilize, get more gyro production out, I should be able to win this game. But you can see I'm behind by 1 gyro, and we're both producing out of the mill. And in fact, I've decided to throw another mill down, so I'm not even getting full production off. I'm actually stopped production for a second, which is going to allow him to get up a nice count. In fact, he's already got a second mill going, so he's just spamming out gyros as much as he can. He's up to 6 gyros versus my 3, so I need to really just slow things down. I'm going to have good income, so I should be able to, should be able to eventually take control of the air, but it's going to take me a little while because I'm just behind. I can't quite leverage my gold income yet. And he's gotten a really nice position on with his catapult. He's going to be sniping down my buildings here. He does walk into my tower range for a second. Oh, and he allows his Gatling guns to also wander in, which is a bit of a mistake on his part. But he is going to get a kill on the workshop, which means I'm basically limited to pure gyro production unless I throw another workshop down. But I'm pretty much okay with this. It's just a matter of I have to make sure I don't lose my towers. So you can see I'm going to try to poke a little bit. And this is where I'm going to start utilizing the worker count I have to repair my gyros. I'm trying to get a snipe off the 1 damage gyro. I don't quite get it. Oh, come on, I need to right-click on that damage bot gyro. There's 2 gyros that are in red, but Dragonar Z is microing better. He's gotten a nice gyro advantage. He's got a 4 gyro advantage here, and he's starting to take out my workshop. This is a very nervy moment in the match here. I'm going to try to put damage down on his catapult, and my own catapult can push it away. I definitely need to keep these towers alive. If these towers die, his superior gyro count will just win him the game outright. So it's a really difficult situation for me right now. Down in supply, just really down in units, and it's hard to judge these gyro fights. I'm going to pick off a gyro there. Nice control. Bit of a mistake from Dragonar Z, but oh, massive mistake there. Loses a gyro for free. When you're this far down in gyros, you really can't afford to make those kind of mistakes. Miscontrol, significant miscontrol, and also a horrific supply block. This is looking really dicey at the moment. Dragonar Z is going to dive in. He's going to go for the catapult. He's going to get the catapult. I'm going to try to kill some workers in return. It's not going to be enough. 1 catapult shot goes off, but these workers are going to repair. He's going to move in. The towers are doing excellent execution, though, sniping down gyros. 1 gyro goes down. 2 gyros go down. But it's not going to be enough. There's too many gyros. It's 7 against 3. There's so many moving around at the moment. But again, every time he dives into the towers do so much damage to these fragile mech units. And they're allowing me to stay in this game just barely. Down to 4 gyros, but did trade out a couple of Dragonar Z's own gyros, and those are not cheap units for him to replace. I've got the giant economy behind it. If I can just continue to macro out, I can overtake him in gyro count. He really can't afford to produce that many mech units at once. I mean, he's keeping decently solid production going. But eventually, I should be able to overtake him if I can just continue trading in a favorable fashion. And that's really what it's going to come down to. I'm continuing to spam my workers because I know workers are going to be very important in these fights for repair. That's another advantage I have, is I can trade out workers to repair my units and to keep them alive. I'm going to get my workshop down again. I need to get catapults to stop his own catapult play, but I need to just continue to macro out these gyros. Now, my reinforcement points isn't better, so my gyros will come out on my side of the map more. And you got to listen for that sound of that tower fire, because every time the tower fires, it does significant damage. He's trying to, like, fish. I'm trying to fish his gyros forward here and do as much damage as I can. 7 to 10 gyros, so he's up 3 gyros, but it looks like he's going to lose 1 here. Oh, maybe not. He has a clutch repair, and I miss control in the attack move. So now I'm pulling my worker line, because I know I need to basically win this fight here and now. So I'm going to try to be repairing with as many workers as I can. Meanwhile, I'm going to snipe down his workers and his Gatling guns. Focusing on the Gatling gun. Oh, only 1 goes down. Continue to take fire here. It's 7 to 9 gyros. My workers are doing excellent repair, but these catapults are doing so much damage. 8 kills on those 2 catapults, and they continue to snipe down. I'm pulling more workers at the moment. There's the only way to win. 7 to 9. He still has the gyro count above. I'm trying to right-click on gyros and get them down as fast as possible while my workers repair my gyros. Gyros fire pretty slowly, so the repair is doing significant work here, and I'm actually almost equaling the gyro count here. It's very close. The catapult is being pushed away, but the catapult continues to snipe down workers. It's 15 workers to 12 workers. It's really close, 5 to 5 gyros, but these workers on the bottom, he has 1 worker repairing here, but it's just enough. 5 to 4. This catapult finally goes down, and he's going to be forced to be pushed back. 1 more gyro joins the fight. 1 of his own gyros is coming up here. This could not be closer. That final worker from him dies. I've now got 3 gyros against 5 gyros, but I've got 3 workers on the bottom. These 3 workers are going to do excellent execution here. He really can't overtake the worker repair. He has to focus down the workers as well. I'm pulling 2 more workers. It's 11 workers to 13, so I've still got a worker advantage. 1 more gyro goes down. It's 4 gyros to 4 gyros, but my reinforcement is closer, so my 4th gyro will get the sooner. There's his 4th gyro coming down. I managed to get the snipe off, and I've got the gyro advantage. So I've now taken map control. The supply, the worker counts are dead equal, but remember, I'm working off of 2 castles, so I'm going to get better income. If we look at our income tab right now, it is 540 to 420. He has a superior income count. 1 gyro is going to get taken out, but I'm going to trade out a gyro in return, so it's 3 gyros to 3 gyros. That's not good. I'm going to have to run away. But again, my superior income, I'm spamming out gyros at a high rate of speed. This 1 gyro is just going to barely survive. Oh, it barely survives. That's really good. And I take damage. He has 3 damage gyros. He really has to pull workers in order to win these fights, but he doesn't have the worker count. So if we look back at our units tab, it is 11 workers to 13 workers, and it looks like oh man, that was an intensely close fight, but I've managed to slowly eke out a small gyro advantage. I have 2 bases. I have superior worker economy. It's going to be really tough for Dragon Archer Z at this moment to stabilize. That was the significant fight in the moment. There's really, once I stabilize from that position, he is just going to lose his production. He doesn't have any choice. I can get, oh man, I actually canceled my work shot. I committed fully to gyro production, and really significantly worker production. Workers are so strong when paired with mech units. Their repair is fantastic. There's just too much units for Dragon Archer Z to deal with. Oh man. 2 more workers are coming in, but the counts are... Oh, actually, Dragon Archer Z is taking good fights here. I'm forced to run back, but I don't know if it matters at this point because 17 to 12 workers, 2 bases to 2. It's going to be very tough for Dragon Archer Z to hold on at this point. He's going to be down in gyros, and I can pull more workers to win these fights. These 2 workers are not going to last long. 1 worker goes down. 2nd worker is going to go down in a second. I'm willing to trade out a couple gyros to kill these workers because it takes so long for him to walk across the map. And now I have, well, only 1 worker there. I'm pulling some more workers. I'm going to pull my gyros to the right here so they're under the healing aura of my own workers. But I'm already up in gyros, so it doesn't really even matter. There's really nothing left for him to do at the moment except tap out. There's just no way for his gyros to keep working, and he's mined out of his main base. In fact, I still have a little bit of gold in my main base and 3,000 gold here, so he just cannot keep producing gyros. He doesn't have any more gyros left in the bank, whereas I have them queued up for days. I can keep macroing forever. He's losing gyros. I'm going to do a 3rd base, and that is going to be G to the G for this match. I don't think there's a way for Dragon Archer Z to come back, and that is good game. The match is over. We held off that really strong cheese in a fairly efficient manner. I think this shows how important gyros are in mech versus mech. They are critical in this type of game, and they really allow for mech to have a very strong defense. Yeah, that was a closely fought, contested game. There were a couple moments where the worker counts were close and even, and he possibly could have taken a win. However, that was not the case. We did manage to defend. If we take a look at the post-game stats, it is 6,000 versus 6,000 gold versus 8,000 gold mine. So I had significantly more mine and significant income throughout the game, which enabled me in the end to win that fight. Hope you guys enjoyed that video. Hope you learned something about defending against those nasty cheeses. Yeah, more videos to come. Like, subscribe, and we'll catch you later.